Cruise Control streams live every Saturday starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. Watch us live on Facebook and YouTube. Details are in this podcast's episode information.
This is Cruise Control. Your on-air automotive magazine with co-hosts Fred Staab and Les Jackson. Everything you need to know about new and used cars. Industry news. We'll fix or repair your car on the air. Fasten your seatbelts and let us take the wheel. Now, your ride is about to begin. Because you're on Cruise Control. Cruise Control. Cruise Control.
Hey everyone, are those belts fastened? Because you better have them cinched up. We have a lot of stuff today. I'm Les Jackson. He's Fred Staab. This is Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. Speaking of automotive, Fred, we have a pile of information today. And it's just in time because stuff is changing. New models are coming in. It's cool.
Yeah, it sure is. And this is a topic you and I have been talking a lot about on Cruise Control.
Yep.
Both GM and Ford are taking new steps to fight huge dealer markups. It's a big industry problem. Even if you're buying a regular vehicle, and they're taking steps to fight it.
Well, it's none too soon. We're going to talk a lot about this, so I'll continue on. Good news, Genesis goes priority one when it comes to the new G90. I just can't wait to drive that.
Yeah, and you know what they are saying when they say priority one, it's sort of like a concierge service.
Right.
Here I'm going to say it less, a bespoke way of buying your vehicle.
We're only 2 minutes into the show and you already hit me with that.
But you've got another story coming up. Should interest our viewers.
Absolutely. When will the new Mustang be revealed? Well, we happen to know. And if you hang on for a few minutes into the show, you will too, because we'll tell you.
Yes, and talking tech, Les, it's one of the least high-tech pieces on any vehicle. Basically, It's a piece of cardboard covered in fabric. Well, Lotus has a plan to update this most basic feature of a vehicle, and we'll tell you what it is.
Absolutely. I have worked on many of them. Anyway, Mazda prices out its CX5 for 2023. Yeah, here we are. 2023. I hope you enjoyed 2022.
Yeah, really. And we're also going to tell you which cars and trucks are flying off the showroom floor. We're not talking about flying cars. We're just talking about the ones that sell out quickly. We'll discuss a new study that tells you about the fastest selling vehicles. So it's also good information if you're going out to buy a car and you're wondering, is this a hot car? Is this one people want? And we've got that list coming up, right, Les?
Well, that's true. Of course, I would, and you probably would too, I would try to avoid a fast-selling vehicle because you have no negotiating room, as if you have any right now anyway.
Yeah. What would be a slowest selling vehicle? Maybe
I'm looking for a Yugo, a good clean
Yugo. Yeah.
Oh, I saw an HHR on the road yesterday.
High heritage roof. It was their PT Cruiser. Yeah, Chevy's PT Cruiser. Hey, all that and more is coming up on Cruise Control. We'll delve into some old vehicles you may have forgotten about and more when we come back. Stay tuned. Cruise Control is your on-air automotive magazine. Check us out at cruisecontrolradio.com.
Cruise Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. If you've been following this show, you know that we have been talking a lot about certain dealers taking advantage.
Most dealers.
Yeah. They say that the vehicles are short in supply, and so, hey, we have to mark them up. I told you about someone buying a Honda Accord and paying $5,000 over sticker. They said, we must charge you that. There's, you know what else they do, Les? They are loading the cars up with the junk, the mud flaps and the paint treatment and the cloth treatment, which is a $6 can of spray.
Yes, Scotch Guard.
And they're charging thousands over for
they
that.
are. They are. And don't just say no.
Yeah. You can get around a lot of this by ordering a car. And I think it's better to wait, frankly, don't you?
It is. And by the way, I have a cousin Joe, who is the general manager of several dealerships in Maryland. And to his credit, he has mandated that they sell everything at MSRP.
Yeah, well, there's a place to go if you need a car.
There's plenty of profit.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? You preserve your customer base. They always like to preserve that customer base. He'll be back in 4 or 5 years for a car, right?
Exactly. I mean, if I got stuck and forced to pay a premium.
Oh, I would just go see your cousin in Maryland.
Well, I would. But if that weren't the case, I would never have anything to do with that dealer again.
No. Well, it's interesting, the line has been in the past where the manufacturers say, hey, these are private companies. They can do what they want. And it's kind of up to them what they want to do. They're an independent business. They're not doing that anymore because, frankly, this is hurting the brand. And people don't understand that. They come into a dealer and they think that is GM, that is Ford, that is
right.
Stellantis, and so the companies have gotten wise to this, and they are sending out notes now. What GM has done, this is the second time they've done this, they have told the dealers they will not accept predatory policies and markup strategies when it comes to the new Corvette Z06, the GMC Hummer EV SUV, and the Cadillac Escalade V. All of these are about to head to the dealerships, and it is putting its foot down. They will circumvent if they try to circumvent these markup restrictions by dealing directly with brokers or other resellers, they could find themselves in a nasty spot. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, this is from Steve Carlisle. This is a letter from Steve Carlisle, who's president of North America. And he says that we are continuing to build momentum as we head in the second half of the year, and we started shipments of several of our high demand and limited production products. This letter serves as a follow-up that we have reiterated your contractual requirements and our policies on selling new vehicles for resale when vehicles are quickly resold, particularly by unauthorized dealers or other resellers that do not adhere to GM standards. The customer experience suffers.
Yep.
So
as does the warranty.
They may no longer support the vehicles if they're flipped. That's what they're saying.
That's a drastic action.
Yes, it is.
Think about that.
Yeah. So what they're saying, if these enthusiast products are resold within the first 12 months of ownership, these changes are going to be implemented to ensure exemplary customer experience and help prioritize ownership by brand enthusiasts and loyal customers. Interesting. And they say these changes in the warranty will not be impacted by recalls or in any way. In other words, if something like this happens and a product is recalled, they will, fix that. But I tell you what, that's a big thing, isn't it? That is a way to stop this.
Well, it's time. It's time that for dealers to get hurt in their wallets, because that's.
Now, not all dealers are doing this. And to me, if I was a dealer, I would highlight, we don't play around. We sell it for MSRP. We don't add the peel and stick accessories on it. We sell it. That's the way it is. Here it is. Here's the window sticker. If you want it, that's the price, and here's any other fees. And that's it. That would be ideal. And no need to ask the manager, or run back around or scratch your head. You just sell it for its price. Now, Ford also has some plans to stop this stuff going on, and we're going to tell you about them when we come back on Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. I'm Fred Staab. He is Les Jackson. We will be right back.
Cruise Control.
Hey, welcome back to Cruise Control. I'm Les. He's Fred. We're not going to leave this, this dealer markup thing quite so quickly because we got a vendetta here going. We don't want our listeners or anybody else in the public to get screwed by the dealers, and Ford doesn't either. So Ford is sending severe warnings to their dealers, letting them know if you play this game of these huge extra markups or reselling it. They're spelling out first offense, you get a 1-to-1 reduction in your allocations, which is what dealers live by.
Right. The allocations of new vehicles that they can sell. Yeah.
Second offense, more.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Is that enough of a...
Well, I mean, they're trying. As I said earlier in the show, it used to be like, hey, they're just a private company. We can't tell them what to do. But it's sort of like someone representing themselves as you, and then you go out and you start smashing windows or something, and they say, hey, I'm Les Jackson. And
do you think... put on your lawyer hat for a moment.
Oh, I don't know if I have one of those, but okay, I'll try.
Well, just make up one.
Okay.
Do you think Ford and GM could get away with saying, and if you keep this up, we are going to start selling directly to customers?
Well, I think they can make it hard to the point where it's no longer profitable to be a dealer, that their concept, I believe what Ford would like, and as this article that was on CarBuzz says, they have a strict name match policy which requires a customer name to be attached to a vehicle before it's allocated. So you come in, and you say, you know what, I want to get a F-150 Lightning. Here's my name. Here's where I live. And I'm not looking to sell it. I'm looking to use it. I'm looking to drive it around and keep it for a long time. I think Ford wants to transition, and we talked about this a few weeks ago on the show, from there's the dealer's lot, what one do you have? Oh, you got a red one? Great, that's good, to every vehicle's ordered. I always liked ordering vehicles. I remember when my dad would order vehicles, we'd sit there and pick out the colors and the options. Of course, my dad ordered a 67 Chevy wagon, and he had just come off a car with a big block engine in it. He said, I want the 283 this time, save gas. And I'm like, no, go for the 427. He didn't, though. He didn't, because I would have kept that car with a 427.
Of course.
But anyway, it's going to go back to ordering. That's what they want, and why shouldn't it? Because if you're getting a Lightning, or if you're getting a Raptor or a Bronco, there's so many options. Why wouldn't you want to spec it out exactly? What did Burger King used to say? Have it your way.
Have it your way. Hold the pickle, hold the lettuce.
Yeah, I'd probably hold those on the Bronco.
Hold the meat.
Matter of fact, don't eat it. Don't eat.
Just eat the fries.
Yeah.
I think I really do recommend ordering a vehicle.
Yeah.
Because you really do get exactly what you want.
Yeah. And it's kind of exciting.
So you wait a few weeks. So what?
Yeah. Well, this is the thing that Ford is trying to avoid, because they have all those high-end products, those high-demand products, Bronco Sport, a bit of a surprise, I think, because everyone thinks the Bronco Sport is the Bronco until they actually see the Bronco. Mustang Mach-E. Do you know Ford's 2022 F-150 consignment is already sold out? You have to buy a 2023 if you want a F-150 pickup.
What a great position to be in.
Yeah. And Jim Farley has sent severe warnings to the dealer network.
Yep.
So I think it's good. I think it's a good way to do this. And your other things you can do as a buyer is order a vehicle. Lock in the price. And if they try to change the price when it comes in, say, oh, you know what? It's gotten more rare since we.
Yep.
You can walk away from that deal. They can't just have a blank line and say 10K markup.
Well, what you want to do, one of the few things I learned in a business course was you write the contract, write the term specific performance in the contract.
Okay. Meaning that it has to be the way it is.
If it has to be that way, and if not, the court will award you penalty money and all sorts of things.
Yeah. Or if they try to do the markup, just have a red Sharpie, put a red line through it, right. And say no.
It's just this is going to end,
badly
as the economy is kind of flattening and people are holding back a little bit.
And
house
chip shortage,
everything is correcting. There soon, I think, by Christmas time, there will be the usual glut of vehicles.
Year-end deals. Year-end deals. Remember those?
Oh, I don't know about that this year, but I think we won't see much, if any, of the markups.
I'll go out on a limb that I would rather go into a dealer and not negotiate, and even if I spend a little bit more, not have to deal with that, say that's the price. I don't want the peel and stick accessories. I don't want the cream for the paint, anything like that. I can buy online and probably buy a better product. And I just want to get it for the price and walk out and hopefully never see you again. That's my business deal.
Listen, it's hey. I'm with you.
They should say, great, your truck's in. Here it is. Here are the keys. So long. What do you think? Anyway, so I don't know where it all ends. It's been a weird time. Still, if you can hold off buying a vehicle,
please hold off.
Hold off. Yeah. We got a lot to get to this hour, Les. Coming up, we're going to talk about Genesis, and they have a new high-end way of buying a vehicle. It's called Priority One. I would hope that Priority One is a way of avoiding these markups. That would be nice.
I don't think the Genesis dealers would be marking things up. They're expensive enough.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that. And then when is the new Mustang going to be revealed? Well, we don't know the details on the car. I think there will be a hybrid version of it. And there's some talk that the V8 had to be retuned for emissions. It will lose a few ponies, but that's okay. I'm sure it will still be a fun vehicle.
I don't think you'll notice it.
I don't think you'll notice it, and I'm sure Ford Performance would sell you something to bring it back. I
love the idea of a hybrid Mustang. That's the best of all worlds.
Yeah. I have to say, I drove the 4-cylinder turbo version of it, and I loved it. It would just look, you know what it looked like? It looked like one of those, when you're driving it, when they have a movie where they dub the wrong engine sound into the car, and you're like, well, that's not the right engine sound. That's what it felt like. But it was frisky, and it was a lot lighter in the nose, and it was fun. But then I thought, would I buy a Mustang without a V8? I don't know if I would.
Oh, I'd buy a V6.
Yeah.
I think that's a great
I would get the
engine
Turbo 4. It was a lot more fun, I think. But anyway, we'll tell you about that Mustang. And we'll also talk tech about one of the most basic things on the car that could be getting an upgrade. Man, we've got a lot to get to. CX5 coming up, Mazda CX5. We'll tell you about pricing on that. So stay tuned to Cruise Control. Don't forget to check us out at cruisecontrolradio.com and check out our Facebook page, YouTube page, and more. I'm Fred Staab. He is Les Jackson. We will be right back. Stay tuned. We are live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Watch us on Facebook and YouTube. Details are in this podcast's episode information.
Cruise control.
And welcome back. Oh, well, it's your turn.
Welcome, Fred.
Yeah, go for it, Les.
Welcome back to Cruise Control. Listen, let's let people off the hook here and tell them when the new Mustang's coming out. Fred, what do you think?
Okay. I was actually going to get to the Genesis Priority 1 story, though, first.
Now, given my choice, I would buy the Genesis, of course, as you would.
Yeah, although I love Mustangs.
Oh, yeah, they're great. But they're not a Genesis.
Let's talk about this. The Genesis has announced its 2023 G90, which is their top-of-the-range luxury car. It is a beautiful car. My dad would call it a Florida car, meaning you drive it to Florida. You can drive it 1,000-plus miles from New York to Florida. Road trip.
Given a properly unlimited budget, I would stand in line to get one of those right now.
Okay. Well, today, Genesis announced its Priority 1 program, which features the 2023 G90 flagship sedan. Customers may now express interest in Priority 1 by visiting www.genesis.com and provide their contact information. They may submit a $1,000 refundable deposit. A lot of car manufacturers went to this. It's thanks to Tesla, I think. The program delivers a personalized shopping experience curated by a dedicated concierge agent. They will receive updates throughout the process and will ultimately be connected with their Genesis retailer of choice.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
As long as I don't have to put on a tie.
And I think there should be a code of conduct for the dealer to not sell. I don't want anyone saying, "Can I get your business today?" Or
that's right. What'll it take to put you into this today?
I've got to see my manager. I've got to talk to my manager.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Cut that out. So Genesis Priority 1 launched in April 2022 to curate a personalized purchase experience for clients of the brand's first electric model GV60. Now it's moving on to their G90. The program now continues and is available for a limited time while quantities last. I don't know how you could run out of anything other than the vehicle, but
I don't know. But this is kind of a Rolls-Royce sort of.
Yeah, they have Bentley has that too. The what do they call that? The fitting out room or something, where you look at the different kinds of finishes, basically, for the vehicle.
Well, Aston Martin does it,
Yep.
and Lucid does it. I got to tour their facility in McLean, Virginia, a few months ago.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, now you can tell us, Les.
Okay.
When will the Ford Mustang be coming out? It makes sense.
Well, first, let's remind everybody, as if they don't know, that we're about to get, in 2 more years, the Mustang will be 60 years old.
That's crazy.
Same model has been in demand longer than any other model I can think of. I don't think anyone's come close to it.
F-150 though, with that.
Well, okay, trucks.
When did the 150 start? When did they start calling it? The
F1 was in the 50s,
and then there was the F100 in the 60s, right?
I don't know. Probably the late 60s.
Late 60s, 70s. We can find that out during the break, though, right?
We'll look that up.
Yeah.
But the new Mustang, the 2023 Mustang is going to come out September 14th.
All right.
Which is cool. You'll be able to order one, go see one.
Yeah. And that's the Detroit Auto Show. If you're confused, Detroit Auto Show, during all the auto show reconfiguration, Detroit Auto Show used to be in what, January?
Used to be January, and for 100 years. And then they realized that it's cold. It's snowy.
It's cold there in January. Hey,
said, why don't we move it to
sometime warmer when people come out?
That was caused by COVID, I guess.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of questions what's going to happen, but one of them is answered because Jim Farley put a hashtag on his tweet, "Save the manuals." So that means there will be a 6-speed manual transmission.
You're going to, they're going to have a class to teach people how to drive one.
No, it's better they don't, because if you have one, they can't steal it because they don't know.
Well, that's right. In fact, I've heard that the manual equipped cars don't even have locks.
They leave the engine
You
running.
don't need a lock.
Yeah, you just leave it running. There's no ignition on it at all. Yeah.
Nobody will steal it.
But there's a lot of questions. Will there be an all-wheel drive version? That would be crazy, huh?
I don't. It's funny. I just don't think the Mustang should be all-wheel drive. To me, it's a rear-wheel drive performance car.
But maybe that's the hybrid version, driving the front wheels.
Hybrid, okay.
And I'm sure a lot of the engines will come back, including that 4-cylinder EcoBoost engine. Be interesting to see if that becomes the smaller engine and they just do away with the V6, although the V6 is the common model.
It's a good good engine.
We know, though, the V8 will lose a few horsepowers due to emissions tuning, a little, but not severe, not the way they did in the 70s and 80s. No,
and it won't lose torque.
So. No, so I don't think you'll even notice it. And that car has plenty of power. So exciting. I think it will look like a Mustang. That's my conclusion.
Well, yeah.
Evolutionary, not revolutionary, as they say.
You will recognize it. I'm sure there'll be lots of details that are different, but you'll know it.
Yeah. So
cool.
We'll keep you up to date on that. I'm sure we'll have a guest on that that can tell you all about it. But in the meantime, let's talk a little tech. I think windshield wipers and sun visors are two of the oldest pieces of gear on a vehicle. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Sun visors were probably after windshield wipers. Mary Anderson invented the windshield wiper.
That's right.
Back in 1921 or 2, I think.
And they really haven't, other than getting electric motors and maybe better blades, they haven't changed tremendously. They still do the same thing.
They haven't improved at all.
And the lowly but very helpful sun visor, which is basically cardboard and some fabric covering, has been around for a while. It now swivels. Some have little extensions on it, and there's a vanity light. But really, it's just like putting a big piece of cardboard in front of the sun so you can see.
That's all it is.
That's how it works, And Lotus has come up with an idea to make it something better, an LCD type of screen that will get darker in areas that are needed to be darker, right over your eyes. It'll be like wearing sunglasses, but without wearing them, actually. And they want to upgrade this using some technology Bosch developed a couple of years ago. Instead of it being made of foam and fabric, it will be a screen with anti-glare technology, and it will not obscure your view. It will be have a polarizing sunshade element, which is interesting, right?
That's a great idea. I should mention, I had when I was finishing high school, I had a 55 Beetle, VW Beetle, that had its windshield sunscreens were just clear plastic dark shade shades, sunglasses, as
like
it were.
sunglasses for your windshield.
Yeah, and I thought, boy, that's a great idea, and nobody else did it.
Well, the only thing I can think of, school buses had those things. They had a green visor.
Oh, good. Yeah, good point.
And I used to think, well, that I, as a kid, would be riding the bus, and I used to think, wow, that's kind of a good idea because you could see through it, but it cuts the blazing sun when it's that late afternoon sun coming back from school, and it's just shooting right into your eyes, and you can't see anything.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to ride the bus because of the terms of the suspension,
the violent tendencies. Yeah.
But that's a different story.
This sounds good though. And I think it would be great if they could integrate it right into the windshield so you don't have that thing hanging in front of you. But
it is, this is the way to go.
Okay, the way to go is we're just going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about the CX5 from Mazda for 2023 and which cars and trucks sell the fastest. Plenty more to go on Cruise Control. I'm Fred Staab. He is Les Jackson. We will be right back. Cruise Control is your on-air automotive magazine. Check us out at cruisecontrolradio.com.
Cruise Control.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Cruise Control. It is your automotive online, on the air automotive magazine. And I'll get it eventually.
Yeah, they're all the right words. They're just in a wrong order. That's all.
That's right.
But they're all there. You just kind of.
This is a great rehearsal.
It worked well in rehearsal.
Anyway, we want to tell you about Mazda CX5.
Yeah.
We have their pricing for 2023.
Yeah, 2022's over, and it's
may as well be.
Well, we're into August almost,
Yeah. And they've got, I didn't realize they had so many model names
for
the CX5.
Amount. Yeah.
It's my brother bought one of those, by the way.
Does he like it?
He loves it.
Yeah. I love their red metallic color with that has the tint in it. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great color.
Yeah.
I'd love to paint a Cobra in that color.
Ooh, that would be. It's like candy apple red, basically.
It's kind of, but not quite so gaudy.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a pretty color, especially when the sun hits it. Anyway, yeah. We agree. Soul red,
right.
Crystal metallic. That's $595.
Yeah, which is, by the way, all the manufacturers are charging for the colors you want.
Tinted clear coat.
They have base colors, but everybody's throwing an extra charge on. But basically, you could get a CX5 for as little as $26,700.
That's cheap these days.
It is cheap these days. And I'll just give the model names. You have the Select, the Preferred, the Carbon Edition, the Premium Plus, the Turbo, and the Turbo Signature.
Wow.
I mean, how do you make a choice?
I don't know. That's a lot to stock, isn't it? For Mazda?
It is, but I have a feeling dealers kind of just select 3 or 4, and that's all they stock.
I would imagine the Premium, which is $32,400, is probably the bread and butter one, right?
I would think so. That $30,000 to $35,000 window.
Yep.
And you're getting a lot of stuff in the Premium and Premium. Well, in fact, I'll even read it for you.
Okay.
That stuff that was written by an MBA somewhere.
Yeah.
You get the Intelligent Drive. You get the My Drive mode. You get, of course, different drive systems: normal, off-road, sport, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The standard equipment it's an endless list of safety and convenience features.
Right.
The Premium Plus that's the 35,000 level. You get vented front seats, heated steering wheel. So you have to pay for, if you want a heated steering wheel these days.
Yeah, unless you buy like a Kia or a Hyundai or something where it comes in pretty quickly.
Yeah, heated rear seats.
Yeah, that's still pretty rare.
That is rare.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Would you buy that?
I
want
rear
heated
seats.
seats.
Yeah, heated seats and heated steering wheel.
Seat.
I don't need rear seats heated. I don't think.
No, we don't care about our passengers.
I let them ride inside as opposed to on the roof rack.
Yes, and I give them air conditioning
for additional fee.
Yeah.
But it's not a big step up to 30 from the premium CX5, 32,400 to 35,500. You're talking about business school, because let's face it, these things are split up just enough to make you want to go. Like, who wouldn't want to go for the turbo for basically a little over $1,000 more? That's what you get with the CX5 2.5 liter turbo, right?
And that runs on 87 octane, which is very rare for a turbo engine.
You know what Mazda does? What's very interesting, and in this case, it runs on 87 octane, but they rate their vehicles for regular and premium. Mm-hmm. And that's really cool. Because you can put regular in it and the engine will tune it back, change the timing so it doesn't get knock or anything like that, and pull back the power. But as you point out, Les, there's something very interesting to watch. And here's the numbers, actually. The turbo engine, if you run 93 octane, will put out 256 horsepower. If you run 87, it will be 227. I bet a lot of people run 87 these days.
That's exactly right. But I hate to cut you off. But we do want to quickly get into the fastest selling vehicles.
Yes, that's true. And we'll just have to go through them pretty quickly because there's just so much to get to. But this comes from IC Cars. And we talk about fast vehicles, but these are the fastest selling vehicles in America. And we'll run them down, top 5. And Subaru will be very happy about this.
They certainly will.
Subaru Impreza, number 5 at $24,881. And that's a great value for a vehicle that's got all-wheel drive standard.
Yep.
And what do you got, number 4?
Honda CRV. You gotta love the CRV. 34,698.
Getting a big revamp. And
these are like less than 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Before they sell. So.
Subaru Forester at $34,319.
Yep. Honda Civic, of course.
Yep. $26,480. A great deal for a vehicle that will last forever. And the one vehicle I see around here all the time, Subaru Crosstrek. Average days to sell, 12.9 days. Average price, $30,299. Of course, we got a weird switcheroo there. They cannot build the new model yet due to chip shortages. So we got the 2023 model, which is almost exactly like the 2022 model, except for some special editions. But it will be coming. Behind the Impreza at number 6, Telluride, 18.6 days to sale. Yep. Ford Bronco, 21 days to sale.
Yeah, BMW X3, there's kind of a surprise. 19.4 days. That's interesting. I see a lot of those on the road.
Yeah. Wrangler Unlimited Hybrid. Hybrid is doing very well for them. Yeah. 25.9 days. Comes in and it's gone in 9 days. Now, just interestingly, real quick, we'll go through the top 5 used vehicles, fastest selling used vehicles. 27.7 days to sale. Tesla Model 3.
Yep. Followed by the Toyota Prius.
Mm-hmm.
No surprise.
These days, nope. 27 days. Ford Mustang Mach-E. Hard to believe there's many of those out there used.
It is hard to believe. Again, the Prius Prime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody loves Prius.
Yep. And Tesla Model Y average days to sell 24.9 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and hey, the Chevy Camaro is actually on that list.
oh yeah, fastest used car.
Yeah.
Yeah, number
Isn't that
12.
interesting?
Yeah, they bought it and they realized they can't see out of it.
That's
So I feel like
right.
I don't really like driving around with a giant, giant
I can't
A-pillar.
see out when it's raining.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell that.
Yeah. So there you have it. That comes from iccars.com. Hey, we appreciate you listening to Cruise Control. A ton of stuff we covered this hour, and stick around because we got another hour coming up, and we hope you're going to be joining us for that. Time for me to say I'm Fred Staab.
I'm Les Jackson.
We're going to see you down the road.